What if I told you that autism isn't just about challenges, but also incredible strengths? People often focus on the struggles of autism, but what if we shift the lens?
Well, I believe that all jobs are completely equal. They just require different talents. Like, for example, being a movie director, or a janitor, or a maintenance worker, or a mechanic. I think they're all very equal. They just require different skills, and they make people happy differently. Like, for example, mechanics, they make people happy for fixing the cars. And movie directors, they make people happy because they're making movies that are enjoyable to people. And a janitor, they make people happy for making stuff very clean. So that's why I kind of like to keep busy and go for the small jobs as well, such as janitor over at the bookstore and maintenance worker at the local aquatic center.
Is your bedroom nice and clean?
It's as clean as it can get. Oftentimes, Mom makes it better. Yeah, you.
What role your parents have played and what qualities that they have done or what they've done to help support you that has made you so successful? As parents that are here today, what has been the most beneficial for you?
The most beneficial for me is that you always stay in touch with family members and making sure that you do a bunch of cool stuff with them, and just being interactive with your kids. To me, I think that's one of the most important things possible, because not only that you can learn from your parents, but you can also you can just learn from them, and as well as make them parts of who you are as a person.
Shy and become a good speaker. I mean, how did you get past that?
That's an excellent question. For me, I always say to myself that throughout the years of going to school, you always seem to do stuff that seems like embarrassing moments, and after doing like a couple thousand embarrassment moments, I've learned to overcome them and get used to being embarrassed. And if you do some, who knows? Maybe you won't be as embarrassed because you're doing something challenging, something to challenge yourself, and you'll decide if it's good for you or not. So that's how I overcome it. Other than that, when it comes to social parts, I usually just watch my parents' example and see how they do it, because they're pretty much the most social people I know, and I try to take it from them.
So as a parent, right? So what Tyler said about I've done 3,000 embarrassing things, that's no joke. Yeah. That's no joke. And as a parent, when you see that, you do nothing but cringe and want to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
How many times were you called by the school system? Was he in a regular school system?
Yeah, he was Main Street, definitely.
That's my screen.
You called in the course of a week to get him out of the tree or coaxing him under the table.
We were very involved in his
were you
his
like
school
on speed
system.
dial?
Well, here's our relationship we had with the school. We were very proactive about saying, hey, here's the overall management plan. Here's what's happening. Because Tyler can tell you some stories about when stimulus would just get too much, he just literally like walk out.
Yeah.
He's just, I'm done, right?
He just
walk out of the class. Or you can tell your stories about he just get up and stand up on the table. That's great, right? That was it.
Uh-huh. I wasn't going under the table. I was going on top of the table.
That's right. So some of the experiences, with the other thing I think that really happened is, Tyler was diagnosed when he was 3. And his really only form of communication was kind of this shrill, shrieking, kind of things till about age 6. And then he started forming some words and then sentences around 12. So do you remember, Tyler, like in kindergarten, preschool, what they would do to help you deal with some of the stimulus that creates why you have to go into the tree or why
Did
you
you
stand
get
up?
help from the teachers?
Oh yeah,
and the
major.
staff?
Yeah, so
Or
maybe
was
you can
it-
share some of that story.
Yeah, major. When I was in grade school, whenever I get so overstimulated by how noisy it is, or how too busy it is, or how hard things could be, the teachers they would take me to the special, quiet, dark room, and they would roll me up like a burrito.
The blankets and stuff?
Yeah, see, yeah, that's just one way of calming down.
Did they try?
I think too, if you kind of looked at his whole path, so Tyler, when we got diagnosed, that's exactly right. I mean, it was kind of like still the Wild West. I mean, no one really had protocols. No one had, IEP programs were just really kind of starting.
Pretty much.
And so as parents, we just had to kind of make some stuff up, and what we knew was we knew that Tyler had to visually see things. And so literally what we did is there's a software program back then called PictoChart. I don't know if you remember that at all, but basically PictoChart was like one of the first graphical, let's just call it graphical word processors for the sake of a better term, where you could do basic things like take a shower, but take a shower would all be in pictures.
Here's another example. Hot Wheels. You have a bullet suit that's steaming, and you have wheels right on top of the word wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen is we had over 600 different spreadsheets actually, and they were posted throughout the house. We labeled everything.
Did people think you were crazy?
Totally. They thought we were insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely insane. And they also, whenever Tyler would go shopping, freaking out, and stuff, they're just like, yeah, what is going on? It's a very socially isolating issue. And again, and I think that's really Tyler's mission, is to help people understand autism, is that our children that have autism, every one of them have unique abilities. I mean, it's interesting to see Tyler's Facebook comments. He's probably got a couple 300 comments on there now from families across the country.
Was it difficult for
No.
Was it difficult for you, Tyler, to learn to read? Was this something that
I started reading before I started talking. So in other words, I read when I was like 2.
Tyler,
Getting started, I
how
guess.
did you find yours? You didn't even start forming sentences until 12, and within 6 years you wrote a whole book.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find your own unique talent?
Well, I started finding my own unique talent when I was in the 3rd grade. I was a big fan of writing stories. In fact, I would even write stories about some of the students and stuff in its own little fictional little world, and I would give for the students these little stories I would make. At grade school, I was afraid to speak out or afraid to talk because I was afraid I was going to lash out and say some stuff that doesn't make any sense and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of made up my own language by either writing stories to show appreciation, or give flowers to all the students because I love flowers.